welcome everyone. Happy Friday. Not our usual town hall day, but always going to be an exciting one. It is Friday and we are ready to be able to begin. We're going to dive into a lot of things today. And towards the end, we're going to share a very special announcement for you that you've all been waiting for. Really excited for that. Really want to do it at the beginning, but we're going to hold off to the end to stay on topic. So what we're going to focus on today is really just diving in. But before we do that, as always, we got to get in connection with Elad. Elad, how was your week?
Yeah, great week. Passover for Jewish people and Easter for the rest.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been in New York traveling a little bit this week. For
Nice.
a long time, I haven't traveled with my wife and my little one. New York was great to us, great weather. Crazy to see the world coming back.
Yeah.
I felt exactly like before COVID. Some people with masks, yes, but so many people, all the bars, all the restaurants, everything is
Yeah.
open. So happy that the world is coming back. Also with people that may be a little bit interested in stock market and things like that. You could see that United Airlines
Oh,
exposed
yeah.
their reports for Q4 or whatever, and the reports are amazing. So it
Yeah.
means people are back, the airports are full, no mask requires in aircrafts anymore.
Yeah.
I'm super happy
It's
about
it's
that.
pretty insane. It's pretty
Yeah.
insane. But glad that your trip was well. And New York is always a nice place to be able to visit. I haven't been back in quite some time, but it's always great to be there. So yeah, I had a great Easter as well. It was great. The week has been
I
great. A
forgot to
lot
ask
of new.
about you. Sorry.
No worries. Hey, look, I'll just jump right in. We'll just start talking about it. So the week was good. We made a lot of content. Really excited for next week. We're gonna have a lot of church content coming out.
Yeah.
A lot of in-depth tutorials, use cases, and just continue on to build on our other social platforms. We just launched our Instagram, so if you haven't reached out to us on Instagram, connect with us there. It's going to be Evmux at Evmux Studio, and you can go ahead and follow. We'll be posting new content there, going live there as well. So please connect with us there. And as always, we have some familiar faces and some new faces as always. Darius, thank you so much for tuning in. Gary, thank you for being here. Jamie, thank you so much for being here. Ron, thank you for being here. Always tuning in, even though it's pretty late in Israel right now, right? What time is it in Israel?
Now it's 8 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad then. It's not that bad. It's
Not
about
that
dinner.
bad.
It's about dinner.
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
so we have some pretty cool and amazing things to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about how you can utilize Evmux for more than just live streaming. A lot of people don't know that you can utilize Evmux for recording, whether that be recording interviews, recording podcasts, recording YouTube videos, that you can be able to do inside of Evmux and take advantage of everything that Evmux offers when it comes to pro scenes, the transitions, and it just gives you more flexibility to cut down the time that you spend in editing, right? So having a software where you can see yourself, you can do so much, it's so important. So we really wanted to shine light today on Evmux and how you can utilize it beyond live streaming. But before we go into the tutorial on how you can do that, Elad, why don't we just talk a little bit about why we had to add that feature inside of Evmux to not just make people just be able to go live, but to be able to utilize it also offline.
Yeah. So I think that, we always talk about it in the previous town halls about the combination between live and recorded. And we totally appreciate people that they want to record their content,
Mm-hmm.
um, like 100% record it. And I'm saying that it doesn't make sense that you'll have EVMAX only for live streaming and you'll use another tool for recording, because
Right.
basically it's a lot of the same. Like, why does it matter that you want to kind of create your content and stream it
Mm-hmm.
live somewhere, or you create your content but you want it recorded to be able to post edit it, to repurpose that, to involve it in a live stream that you will do in the future. So many different use cases. Sometimes you don't even want to live stream it, you would like to use it
Right.
as a tutorial. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I did a lot of tutorials in my past year, and I used Evmux to record that.
Mm-hmm.
It's super simple because it looks so sleek and so smooth and so appealing to people, that I have my branding and I have even a small lower third and
Right.
I can do smooth transitions. I can combine videos very easily. It's amazing for recording. If we're talking about podcasts and so many different use cases, for
Right.
us, it was obvious that Evmux is a great tool for both live streaming and recording content. And we just see how it works perfectly together. Like it's not either or, it has to be both of them
Right.
in one platform.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I really, really enjoyed there as well, that I'm seeing a lot of people utilizing even just for a meeting place, right? To be able to go ahead and meet with somebody and record that meeting, whether you're doing a one-on-one consultation, whether you're doing a team meeting that you want to go ahead and utilize Evmux to be able to showcase your presentation and your slides, to have it more professional instead of having to have PowerPoint open, have Zoom open, and just all these additional things where you can have a chat feature built in. You can have your presentation. You can have all your team members backstage. Remember, there's really no limit to how many people you can have backstage. There's only a limit onto the people you can have on stage. So you can have your whole team backstage and you guys can have open conversations freely, allowing you to be able to have a better experience. So it's really about utilizing Evmux for more than just like live streaming. And one of the questions that we got from Alec here is, how long are recordings stored for? So this is a great question to dive into right now, a lot, if you want to go ahead and get into that.
Yeah, definitely. So we decided that we're not limiting the time that your recording will be stored in the system. It's just a question of how much storage you have in your account.
Right.
I think that it makes much more sense because you see other tools like Google, the Drive in Google, and iCloud for Apple, etc. So much easier to understand that, okay, I have my storage and I can manage it any way I want to. So you record, it takes a storage from your package, of course. In the free plan, we don't allow recordings, but in the basic plan, for now, it might change, but in the basic plan, you can record as many as you want. Your limit is 20 gigabytes. Okay, 20 gigabytes, it's a lot. And of course, you can manage that as you wish. And it will be there as long as you have your basic account and you have the license with Evmux. Your recordings are there, and yes, it's another backup. I think I use my iCloud; it's very important for me, and I'm not deleting things from there, although I can. But I have another backup, and it's not that expensive. I think it's worth it. So we don't delete your recordings. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it is that the recordings are going to be in 1080p. So you don't have to be worrying about recording and losing quality of the content that you're going to be producing. So that way, when you finish recording, you can pull that recording and then you can do post editing if you want to clip it for social media. I mean, there's just so much we can go deep into. So I don't want to go ahead and spoil it for those that haven't experienced recording inside of Evmux. So let's go ahead and run the tutorial video to be able to go ahead and show you how you can do this. And then when we come back, have your questions ready and we can go ahead and dive into those. And then of course we have a very special announcement towards the end that I think a lot of you guys are going to be super excited for. I'm trying to keep my energy level a little bit low because I'm extremely excited for it. I'm looking at the announcement right in front of my face, but just hang tight and we'll get you there as soon as possible.
Sounds good. So enjoy the video and ask any questions, please. We will discuss everything just right after the video.
Perfect.
Boom.
Boom. Recording inside of Evmux not only saves you time, but also money. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how in just a few steps you can record interviews, conversations, or panels without going live. So let's go ahead and jump into my Evmux account so you can see how easy this is. All right, so here we are inside of my Evmux account, and what you're looking at is the live stream editor. This is going to be the tool that you're going to be utilizing to be able to create your pre-recorded content. Now, the very first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your scenes are established before hitting record. Now, if you want to learn how to go ahead and set up simple scenes or pro scenes, you can go ahead and check out the tutorials that I created on that. So once you've gone ahead and established your scenes, the very next thing you want to do if you're doing interviews, conversations, or panels is you want to go ahead and be able to invite a guest or a speaker. Now, there's two ways to be able to do this. The easiest way is to utilize the invite guest feature directly inside the editor, which simply generates a link that you're going to be able to send to the person via email or via messenger, giving them access to the editor. Now, the second way to be able to do this is directly inside of your dashboard. You can come to the left-hand side, select speakers. You'll then be able to go ahead and add speakers. And then all you need to do is input their first name, last name, and email, and they'll get an invite to be able to join you as a speaker to be able to help you create the content. Once you both are established, the very next thing you want to do is you want to come to the right hand side. You want to go ahead and hit record. And then once you hit record, now your content is being recorded without you being live. Once you're completely done, you simply click again, hit end broadcast. And now depending on the length of the content, it can take anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to be able to go ahead and download that file. And a beautiful feature that's coming to Evmux in the future is the ability to be able to download separate audio and visuals based on each participant, allowing you to have more flexibility and customization when you're doing post editing. So make sure you look out for that feature. So you can see the power of Evmux. Not only does it simplify the creation process, it also enhances your production. And since we're talking about production, if you have help on your team, I suggest you watch the next video where I show you how to set up your Evmux co-host feature, allowing you to invite team members to produce and moderate streams. And if you found value in this tutorial and you want to learn about improving the quality of your live stream using Evmux, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next. All right. So not a very long videos, just to show you just how easy it is to be able to go ahead and navigate Evmux, to be able to begin recording your content. So feel free to go ahead and start bringing in some questions that you may have on the process of recording that content and utilizing Evmux to be able to do that. So here's a question from Alec that says, can you embed a recorded video to a website? So if you want to go ahead and address that.
Yeah, sure. So different ways to do that, right? Basically in Evmux, when you record the video, after that, the video is available for you to download it. We don't have yet, working on it, of course, but we don't have yet the ability to take it as is and embed it in your website. Basically, what you have to do is to download it to your computer, upload it to YouTube, Vimeo, whatever other third-party platform, and then embed this within your website. YouTube have it for free, of course, with some advertisement. Definitely something on the roadmap. And it's good to see from Alec that it's something that he would like to see. It helps us to prioritize again. So please keep doing that.
Yeah, and it's always great to be able to have it as well. Like, I understand what it means, and a lot of times, if you're using like a website like WordPress, depending on what plugins you have, you may not even need to go the Vimeo or the YouTube route. You may just be able to upload that downloaded MP4 file directly into your website to embed it into a blog or things of that sort. But like I said, there's a lot of little tweaks that we're going to be making, a lot of small adjustments, because as you can see, if you've been utilizing email for long, we pay very close attention to the small details because it's so important to be able to make the platform easy to use. And we're trying to eliminate the need for multiple softwares. Right now, we currently don't have the ability to edit directly inside of Evmux. Maybe in the future, right? But it comes down to understanding that it's the tools that we're giving you now are the tools you need the most. And when it comes to just saying, hey, I've never created content before. I'm normally utilizing Zoom to do my meetings, or hey, I don't know what I need to use for live streaming. Then we kind of bridge that gap to allow you to say, hey, not only can I stream, but I can also record. I can also have meetings. We've had customers that are utilizing this as a way to be able to just have FaceTime with family. I mean, beyond just business, but just a way to say, hey, this is a way for us to have a chat and to be able to meet every single week. And when you're able to think outside the box of what Evmux is capable of doing, it's a video platform that allows you to connect with other users and connect with other platforms to be able to share what it is you want to go ahead and share. So great question there.
Yeah, I would like to add to that, and we talked about that. We do we prioritize our development, right? Like we have to. But because we're web-based, every single update, we don't have to wait for another version, right? We can just do this update immediately, and you just come again to Evmux and boom, it's an update, something new. It doesn't have to be like a huge release with so many different features. We're going to do that one by one, and you will see in the next month and two that the pace of new feature releases going to be huge, and we have one for you today. And again, your feedback is going to be crucial for us to understand what to prioritize, and we listen. I promise you, we listen. So don't stop to give us feedback.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then we have a question here from Manuel. It says, can you reduce the size of the chat or the lower thirds? Sometimes they cover certain areas of the screen. You most definitely can. We definitely can go ahead and reduce the size right on the fly right now in the back end. Just the beauty of it. You can size this to your liking, to how you prefer your lower thirds to be. So if you want them a little bit smaller so they don't cover and you want to make those adjustments, it's totally fine. For us, we truly wanted it to be that way because it's truly showcasing you guys above us more priority, and to be able to utilize the space that we wanted to. But 100%, we can size it, we can change the color, we can change the design. All the lower thirds are able to be customized to your liking, so you definitely can, and we can definitely go ahead and resize that 100%. We
Yeah,
have
and on
another
top of
question.
that,
Go ahead. Yeah.
on top of that, if you have your own lower third, like we have the
Mm,
native lower third within the system that you can, change the size, change the time that it repeats, and how long it's on the screen, and all this
right.
good stuff, and the color, etc. On top of that, if you would like to add, because we have the processings, right? So if you have your own lower thirds fully branded to your brand or whatever design you have, either if it's a WebM video file that you can
Mhm.
do looping, or it's just a static image, you can definitely add that as a layer and position it wherever you would like on the video feed of your speakers. So basically, you're not limited, but if you want to use the native lower thirds within the system, also, I don't know another system that it's so robust with the lower third
Right.
capabilities that you can have.
Yeah, and it's a great tool. I truly love the proteins feature. And here we got another question from Alec, which kind of goes back to being able to embed. He says, "Do you plan to allow to display the live stream live on a website or its own landing page?" Kind of similar to what we did with the live booster.
Yeah, so we definitely plan to have what we don't know how to call it yet. We're working on it, but it's going to be the ability for you to basically stream not outside of Evmux but within Evmux.
Mm,
Okay. And again, it's something new that we're working on. So any feedback you have and things you would like to see in this piece of the software, feel free to share. And then, yes, of course, the plan is that recordings that you already have in Evmux, or if you would like to upload new recordings to Evmux, you will be able, with one click of a button, to make them kind of like, okay, this is an embedded
mhm.
whatever live. It's not live stream specifically, it can be just an on-demand video, if you will.
Right.
And people will be able to go in to register to see that, maybe to pay to see that, a lot of different things. And I feel free to share with this great community that we're creating here that it's something that we're still figuring out the best way to do, but definitely something that we're thinking of, and it's pretty
Mhm.
high in our priorities.
Yeah, that's a great response. And then we have here from Free, we have to record, you need a paid account, correct? As a workaround, do you recommend broadcasting to YouTube as a private video? So that is a great workaround, simply because you are going to be able to then download the video directly from YouTube directly to your computer. So that's a great way to be able to utilize it. You can broadcast it, and when you schedule it, you can go ahead and decide whether you want that video inside of Evmux, whether you want it private, unlisted, or public. You can decide that in there as well. So that is a great workaround to be able to still be able to grab that file. And then you're also not limited to the amount of storage that you have, because there's an unlimited amount of storage on YouTube. It's just an additional step, and it's a great way to be able to still accomplish that goal, because I still personally as well sometimes download old videos directly from YouTube prior to using Evmux, to be able to clip them, republish them on other platforms. So it's a great way. And the beautiful thing is you're still going to have your overlays, your lower thirds, your scenes, the whole 9 yards is still going to be inside of that video. And I don't believe that YouTube really lowers as much of the quality of the content, that when you download it, it's still going to look good. So
Yeah,
so
it should
one,
be.
that is
It
a
should
great
be.
workaround.
It's a nice workaround, definitely. With I had something to say about it. Um, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah, no. It'll come
It
back
will
to
come
you.
back to me.
It'll come back to you. Yeah. And then we got here from Alec. Really appreciate your questions here. We have any news on LinkedIn comments on screen timeline?
Working on it very, very hard. Believe me, top priority for me. Working on it with LinkedIn. It's not us. I hate to say that. I love to take responsibility, but it's not us. It's them, waiting for them to have some sort of things in the API to allow us this. Some internal things in LinkedIn. They're working on it. They promised it to us, and we are, checking about that all the time. And yeah, unfortunately for now, you won't be able to get them into the studio. You'll have to have another screen showing you the comments in LinkedIn, and you won't be able to highlight comments from LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I know the importance of being able to have that kind of engagement when you're multi-streaming to multiple platforms. It's so important to be able to showcase the value for that person that's on Twitter, that's on Facebook, that's on YouTube and LinkedIn. So 100% is something that we are working towards. And with that, it says, can you explain how to delete videos from free from system to clear space? Haven't figured it out.
Yeah, so that's something that we're going to add this capability. It's not there yet, but we also don't force like the limit now because it's not ready yet. So feel free. If you record, it's not that it will be deleted or something like that. Worst case scenario will be that once it's ready, we will first of all allow people, and we will announce that you can delete any
Right.
content if you need, and then we will force the limitation. So for now, just enjoy the platform.
Enjoy the platform, right? Always great. So, with that, and feel free to keep bringing in the questions. Doesn't need to be specific to the topic of the town hall today. This is the opportunity for you to be able to talk directly to us, to be able to understand, what's going on. Michael, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're having a great one. Hope you had a great Easter. So pretty much with that being said, I think this is a great moment to be able to go ahead and really, spill the beans on what it is, the huge announcement that we really wanted to share. Now, maybe a lot of the people that are here today are most likely producers, meaning that they may have not yet experienced what is available and what has been updated in the platform because you're not on the other side of it. So with that being said, we have made a huge update to the speaker room. And for those of you that are always bringing in guests, that are always going to be having meetings, a lot of you guys' request has been released. And I mean, when I first popped in there and I saw the speaker room, it just literally blew my mind. And I think that just words alone can't describe just the amazing things that the dev team has done in such a short amount of time. It just blows my mind. And I always got to give them credit because they're always working around the clock and they're always looking to make tweaks and adjustments. So with further ado, if you want to go ahead and share your screen, we can go ahead and dive into showcasing what this truly looks like. So go ahead, Delon. I'll let you explain because
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm too excited.
yeah. Man, it's phenomenal, I think. And I don't like to talk about ourselves, but it's not me that did that. It's the development team that
Right,
did amazing work with this. Now you see my screen, so it's hard even to show you the experience inside, how everything is
right,
so sleek and seamless. Even the dark mode versus the light mode, it's everything is so smooth. I really want you all to try it. It also supports mobile, so with iPhones on Safari, all the
mhm,
other phones with Chrome, it supports any mobile, and it's something that we didn't have working very well in the old speaker room, sorry. So now it works with mobile. So for all of you that asked for
mhm.
this, we listened. Believe me, it was our top priority to allow also any mobile devices to join as guests to the system. You can see the live feed, you can see the participants list, you can see yourself, and you know that you're on stage. When you are backstage, you will see that. You will have a notification letting you
Right,
know that you can talk freely. So your guests, they won't be frustrated. Am I being heard? Am I muted? They will understand how powerful the backstage feature is. Of course, all the features like push to talk, everything is still there.
right.
Another very nice thing is about the social. I'll take
Yeah, pull that comment.
the comment from Freelance HD, and I see that in the speaker room as well. So your
Right.
speakers are aware of what's
That's
going on.
huge.
They can see that here very small in the live preview, but here I see that very easily for me as a speaker, and I can hide it if I want to.
Right.
um, Again, those small things that we thought about the experience. Also, we put, if you see, all the toolbar for me as a speaker at the bottom and
Right.
not here on the top left corner, which basically aligned with other tools like Zoom, etc., and basically what people were very used to avoid any confusion. So now for them, it's super, super easy and simple to see that. I can leave the room if I want to. I can switch between sessions very easily if it's a multi-sessions event.
Hmm.
I was blown out when I
Yeah,
saw
blown
that
away.
training.
And you can see all of the social comments that are actually coming in with the right tab at the right, which I thought was pretty amazing.
Yeah, so the
Not
social, this
right.
one is about to be released. We didn't want to wait with releasing the speaker room. So for now, oh, maybe it was
Yeah,
released.
you can see it all there. It's
I
all the
think that
comments
it,
are there.
I'm pretty sure that it's only the comments that were highlighted by
Okay, they were highlighting. Yeah, right. Correct.
yeah, it's not all the comments yet, but we're definitely working on it that it will be all the comments and not only the highlighted comments. So stay tuned. This is something we're going to release really soon. We just didn't want to hold back and to wait for that because, it's, with all due respect, it's something we can live without it for now.
Right.
We wanted to release it as soon as possible.
And one of my favorite things that I really enjoyed about the new update on the speaker room was the fact that you can pop out the live preview, right? So if you hover over the live preview on the left hand side next to the speaker, there's a little box that allows you to be able to pop out the window, allowing you to push the live preview into a second screen or make it bigger, allowing you to be able to then see the live and then also be able to still engage and talk freely, especially if you're not on stage. I mean, it's just a night and day. And for those of you that maybe some of you haven't even experienced what the speaker room looked like before, but I have a video on YouTube right now on the Evmux channel where I went through the speaker room experience, right? So it's a great way to be able to go back and to be able to see what that speaker room looked like before and what it looks like now. And literally remember what we talked about before is that when we launch something, an update, we want to make sure that stability is where it needs to be and that the most key features are included. This doesn't mean this is what's going to be the end variation of what the speaker room is going to look like, right? This is kind of say version 2 of what the speaker room is going to look like. And then there's going to be additional small tweaks that are going to overall improve the experience that you're going to have here. And I mean, it's just, you have to jump in there yourself to be able to experience it because sometimes when we're sharing the screen, you can't get the full experience. So the easiest way to do this is to go into your Evmux account, open up a session or go ahead and add your second account, a second email as a speaker, and then join the room from there so you can see what this experience looks like. I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, I'm normally kind of like a dark version kind of person when it comes to the layouts, but I kind of go back and forth from dark to light because they both just look so clean, and let's just take a look at what some people are saying here, when it comes in. It looks amazing, nice. This is what I was hoping for. This is a huge improvement. As I've been showing people and inviting guests, they're used to other platforms. They have not been impressed. This will make a big difference. I mean, it's going to be huge. I mean, this is going to be the backstage is utilized for more than just live content. And I think that that's what we want to go ahead and to establish to make it to where, like, when you invite guests to have a consultation, to go ahead and have a team meeting, that you're in a professional environment, that it looks professional, it's established, and it's going to be polished. And like, I think it's just, I'm lost for words, right? We just released this. That team surprised me with it as well. It's like, hey, join this link. And I'm like, all right, I'll join the link. And I was just blown away by it. I get super excited. I can't wait to be able to make a video diving deep into it. But it's just amazing. And it's just one of the updates that we're currently working on alongside many others that have been requested. But your patience has been great. I mean, a lot. We kind of just, really quick, just express kind of, how this experience has been. It was 100% different than what we imagined it to be. Just with the amount of feedback that we've been getting back has ultimately allowed us to be able to really push through and release the most important features. And I think that's what our ultimate goal was to not do it based on what we thought was good, but based on what our feedback from our customers and our potential customers are. And that's what's ultimately has been happening.
100%. That's our method. Since
Yeah.
the beginning, sometimes people thought that we are just saying it to say, because it's nice to be said and people like to hear that. I like it that people like that, but it's really the way that we're working
Right.
throughout our career in the software industry. This is the way that we believe a product should be built, to listen to the crowd all the
Right.
time, specifically in this kind of crazy world of very creative people in different industries, in different verticals,
Mhm.
so many different opinions of amazing people. Why won't you listen to them? It's ridiculous to me for
Right.
people. No, I know what's better, I know what's the best, and this is my direction. It's very good that you have a direction, but you have to listen all the time. This is how we believe.
Right.
And thank you for everybody joining every week again and again and giving us this feedback, and
Right.
also throughout the week, not only in the town halls. Super helpful. I just want not to forget something about the speaker room. Very important to mention. We mentioned it in before, and you can see it in the system. The speaker room intentionally in low resolution. You see your
Right.
colleagues, you see the live feed, you see everything in low resolution, by definition, on purpose, intentionally, because we don't want it to take too much resources of your computer.
Right.
With that said, we are taking the high resolution of each and every feed, and then we stream it out in 1080p. Okay, so
Right.
that's very important to mention. Sometimes people get confused about it,
Yes.
although there are the
Tooltips.
notifications about it. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I just mention it again and again. It's intentional to make sure that your computer and your internet can hold all the resources, because video it's
Right.
pretty consuming.
Yeah. 100%. I just love it. The same thing. Free says, I'm such a nerd. Look, I geek out about it just as much as you do. And I get antsy as well, just hearing the dev team working and them, sharing screenshots of what's happening. I just get really excited. And it's just amazing to see the progression. I think that's what excites me the most, is to be able to see, and I think Free, you asked a question about, what's the biggest challenge for growth? I mean, everything is happening the way that we intended it for it to happen, right? Which was slow and steady, right? There's no rush to be able to blow up, right? Because that's not our ultimate goal. Our goal is to be able to create a platform that can stand the time of like all other platforms. We want to go slow. We want to make sure that we're making the right adjustments, that we're onboarding the right people to be able to utilize the platform. And it just, when you take that kind of approach and you're just saying, hey, the growth will come. We just got to make sure that every day we're doing what we need to do to be able to make it a better experience for you guys. Everything else is just going to fall into place. And I think that our growth has happened faster than we imagined. And it's just been great to see the community just grow. So, we haven't had any roadblocks into growth, because right now our focus is not so much on growth, but on stability and creating a platform and a tool that is amazing to be able to use, that you feel confident in sharing with your colleagues, sharing with other people, making videos about it on YouTube. I think that that's our important piece right now. And that's where our focus has been lately, on just education and developing the platform to be the best that it can possibly be.
Yeah, and
Any
just
any additions?
Yeah, adding to that, it's everything you said. I couldn't agree more. Like I couldn't say it better. 100% agree. And just adding to that, it also like the approach of not rushing to growth. It allows us to understand what people likes and not,
Right.
and which people are really using the software. And we took all the time the churches as an example. We never thought about that as a
Right.
specific market that we should target, but now we see so many churches leveraging Evmux so nicely in the best
Right.
way we could imagine, like really taking the unique features of Evmux and taking advantage of them. We say, okay, we have something here. And when you don't grow fast intentionally, you can do that smart, right?
Right.
So you can see that we don't have any paid advertisement in Facebook and or LinkedIn or YouTube. That's
Right.
on purpose, right? We want to take the time. We want to grow organically, to hear feedback from the community that we are creating. And once we will feel that, okay, we have a good understanding of what's going on and the product, it has now the new speaker room. We have some plans in the next month. Stay tuned. Once
Right.
we will
Oh,
feel
oh, I'm
okay,
excited
this
for
is the
May.
time, this is the time, believe me that it's going to explode, and you will
Right.
be with us in this boat for sure.
And 100%. And then we have a question here from Alec. I think you had a question in regards to, has anyone used Evmux to stream to Amazon Live yet? Any constraints? Do you have to stream to 720? Has anyone tried? So, I've been dabbling into learning more about live shopping streams, especially on Amazon. Not 100% educated on it, so I may not be the right person to be able to answer this question. But from my understanding right now, Amazon automatically restricts you to a 720p kind of stream. So regardless if you have a tool that allows you to do 1080p. Now that may have changed since the last few weeks since I've been diving deep into it, but I personally myself haven't tried to stream to Amazon Live. But now that you've kind of mentioned this and you brought it up, it's probably a great time for me to be able to maybe make a video on it to see how you connect Amazon to Evmux. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down because I just went ahead and made a video on streaming to Twitter. And I think it'll be a great addition for not only myself to continue to learn about live shopping, but to be able to make a video that way as well to showcase the connectivity that is required to be able to get on Amazon. So 100%, Alec, but I may not be the right person. A lot, if you have some information on Amazon Live, you definitely can go ahead and share.
Yeah, I don't, honestly, I don't have specific information on Amazon Live. I can say this for Evmux, we stream even if Amazon is restricting you only to 720. It's not that it will block you or something like that. Like, no problem. Basically, Amazon, they get the 1080p from us. Let's say, okay, we stream in
Right.
1080p, but Amazon do whatever they do, it won't block you. So I don't see why there should be any problem because we can stream to any custom RTMP.
Right.
I will add to that specifically Amazon and all the shoppable live streaming is something that Anthony and I starting to do research on. Really interesting. Please, all of you that you have any thoughts, any comments, any whatever on this crazy world, it's
Right.
pretty new and we're very excited to be part of it. And we definitely think about how Evmux can be a great tool for shoppable live streaming as well. So feel free to share any idea you might have.
Yeah, and the biggest thing too is that as soon as we release the multi-camera, which is coming up, that's also going to improve the live shopping experience to be able to have multi-camera. Right, you're talking to camera, you want to have an overhead shot and look at the products. It's going to go ahead and really open up a lot of opportunity. You said free here. We're anticipating changes to the studio as well. Everything is getting updated. Everything is being worked on. We just updated the dashboard to make it a little bit easier to be able to navigate. We just turned around and updated the speaker room. So the next most logical step is to go ahead and update the editor. So please be looking out for that. We will have some updates coming up in May. Don't have no specific dates yet, but a lot of changes are coming. We understand the users. We're in the trenches. We're talking to you. We know where the battles are at, and we're first focusing on the UI at the same time, working on the additional features that need to be added in there. I know Free, you also mentioned about the affiliate program. That's also something that's being worked on side by side because the reason why the affiliate program is taking a little bit longer than we intended it to be is because we're not utilizing a third party to be able to go ahead and generate that affiliate program for us. So if it was a third party, it would just be connecting to them, setting it all up, and then just going down that route, and we would be able to have it up and running. But because we're doing it internally and we want to have an internal affiliate program that's housed inside of Evmux, it's taking a little bit longer to develop simply because, we only have a certain amount of members on our dev team, and there's so many things that we need to work on. But it is being worked on side by side because we see the amount of people that are recommending Evmux. We see the amount of videos that are being created and people that are utilizing Evmux even on a paid plan and still keeping the Evmux logo on there. And we truly want to go ahead and compensate you for that recommendation. So please do believe us when we tell you that it is being worked on heavily along with all the other features. But slow and steady is what we always say, because it's not just about releasing the product, but it needs to work. It needs to work. It needs to make sense. If we would have just released the speaker room was pretty much almost ready. I say maybe almost 20 days ago, right? But ultimately it wasn't ready stable wise as far as making sure everything works. And it's just a process. So I hope that everybody understands that we're doing everything we possibly can to be able to really give you everything that you need. We'll take a few more questions here before we go ahead and kind of wrap up.
Yeah.
But we have here a question from Joe. Does Evmux stream at 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second? Alad?
Yeah, so we stream 1080p, 30 FPS. We are working to allow recordings in higher quality, depends on what you can have from your camera,
Yeah.
etc. Another thing that's going to be released pretty soon, hopefully. So
Hmm.
stay tuned. But for your question, the short answer is 1080p, 30 FPS. I think that it's a very, very high quality. Like I see
Yeah.
the recordings and I see how it looks in YouTube. I think it's great. But you tell me what you think.
Yeah, and it's always great to be able to have that. And just a free set, can we add the star background that we currently are utilizing in the town hall into one of the backgrounds as an option inside of Evmux? What we can do is that we can go ahead, if you're part of the Facebook group, we can go ahead and add it as a resource. You can go ahead and download completely for free to be able to go ahead and utilize it in your live streams as well if you'd like to. So make sure you join us in the Facebook group to be able to get access to that. I'll go ahead and take advantage and just upload that for us. And then Jamie, I completely agree with you with the multicam. It's so important, especially for live streams. Being able to make a pattern interrupt and to just snap the audience out of just constantly looking at you in one angle and being able to have multiple. Trust me, I am on the dev team. We're talking to the dev team to really get it out. But like I said, it's there, but it's not smooth, right? And so that's the ultimate thing that we're trying to establish now is just stability to make it a great experience for you. That way, when you go live, you feel confident knowing that when you switch cameras, software's not going to crash on you, feed's not going to come in. We ultimately wanted that when it's out and you feel confident, know, all right, I'm going to really make a great live stream today. So awesome. It says, last question here from Joe. Says, thanks. I also had a question as to adding shortcuts to the screen layouts since I stream remotely using a keypad.
Yeah, also something really under development. All those stream pads, keys, keyboards,
Yeah.
whatever, stream decks, whatever you call
Yeah.
them. Definitely something we want to add. What's important for us, and the reason sometimes it takes, first of all, we are limited with resources. Of course, I wish to have 100 developers,
Right. Yeah.
and we need to prioritize. But when we take this kind of feature like a stream deck, it's not going to be something like very simple low level feature. It's going to be something robust that you will be able very easily to create your shortcuts to your stream deck,
Right.
something that will require a little bit more investment from our team, but on the other end the experience for you would be
Would be great.
amazing. So it's
Right.
just worth it to wait a little bit, and you have to trust us. And I think we show you week after week after week with every
Right.
release that we are doing things in the right way. Even though it might take a little longer, the investment worth it.
Right. And I think that a lot of times, we've constantly been being here 14 weeks now. We're in April. So, I mean, Evmux has been launched 4 months. So it's really a great opportunity to see just that the speed may not feel fast for those who are waiting for the features. But when I tell you, I mean, I have my stream deck right here, right in front of me, and, I'm ready. I'm ready to use it and to be able to go because I just understand the process of live streaming and the process of what it really means to be able to run a show and having those shortcuts and having these features that truly make it for a great experience. I have my Rodecaster Pro. I want to be able to switch and create there's just so much, but at the end of the day, I know it's coming. I know we're going to be there. And once we get to that point, the production level of what you're going to be able to create, it's just going to be amazing. And you're not going to think twice about any other tool or any other platform. You're just going to really think about Evmux as your live streaming sweet spot, and just more than that. So really, really appreciate everybody who tuned in today. As always, love to see new and familiar faces. Feel free to always join us in the Facebook group to connect. After the live stream, we typically jump in there for a few minutes to make sure, see if any questions come in, just catch up. So if you didn't get your question answered today, jump on in there into the Facebook group, and we'll be more than happy to go ahead and connect with you. With that being said, any final words, Alad?
Love you all. That's it. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for joining every week. I can't express how much I appreciate each one of you. And thank you. We are building something really, really exciting here. And I can't wait for the future.
Right. I'm super excited, Joe, and super happy that you're going to be here with us. I'm telling you, the ride is going to be well worth it. And with that being said, what do we always say a lot?
I'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one. Have a great one, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, I'm live. That was easy.